Dramatic entrance, everybody. Hey, welcome to the OTPH Show. Do not adjust. Yes, it is 9:30 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. And, of course, my name is David Mason, a.k.a. The Goose, here today to talk to you guys because tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day here in the United States. And before we start getting all these rosy images of the pilgrim getting along with the Indian for many, many years as they taught us how to survive here in North America, we're going to destroy that theory very quickly. But first and foremost, let's talk about what we are thankful for. We are thankful to live in a country where your voice matters, whether you believe it or not. We are thankful to be here and alive and have our family, friends, and everything else, all that happy-go-lucky stuff. But I got to thinking, what is the OTPH show really thankful for? And then I started, jotting down some ideas, which then my wife threw out the paper yesterday, so that kind of defeated the purpose of writing it all down. But what am I thankful for? What is the Goose really thankful for? I'm thankful for the fact that you guys are lovely fans, the people who watch us, talk to us, comment with us, have a great time with us. Come and watch all 1,230 plus of you. We are glad that you are on board here. We love having you around. Your comments, your questions, your concerns, everything else we are listening to and having a grand old time with it. We are thankful for you guys. We are thankful to have the platform where we can jump up on our soapbox, talk to you guys, and make sense other than having a big name celebrity come around and say, hey, you should do this way. You should do this way. Sharon Stone came out and yelled at American for their stupid choice in presidents. And I say this, Miss Sharon Stone, you have not been relevant in a very long time. Your opinion didn't matter then. It matters less now. If you don't like the way this country is ran, if you don't like the man who is currently in charge and will be in charge for the next 4 years, by all means, get the fuck out. And I say that to everybody. Because here's the thing, the borders are open. If you're not sure about that, look at our southern border. You'll know that thing is more open than a prostitute. Guys, I am thankful for the fact that here at the OTPH Show, I'm able to talk to you guys. I'm able to share my views, my opinion, get some stuff out and talk to a crowd of people who, in my opinion, are much like me, and that can be scary for all of us. I'm also thankful for the fact that I get to share my life with my wonderful family, my 2 kids, my wife, myself. It is a dream of mine when I was younger that I wanted to be a dad. I wanted to be a family man, and I'm proud to do it every single day. This is one thing that I'm most thankful for. It is going to be a little different Turkey Day. This is our first holiday without my mother-in-law. She will be missed, and her presence will definitely, her lack of presence will definitely be felt in the coming months, and we're looking forward to remembering what she brought to the table. Not necessarily all the negative, but we're going to remind ourselves every day that we had something special, and we were lucky enough to have her in our lives. But let's enough of the baloney and the sad sob stories. I'm also thankful for the fact that throughout this year, I have got to research and look into some pretty intriguing stuff and look around and realize very, very quickly that the OTPH show is definitely here to stay, guys. We are not going anywhere. We are not going to walk away. We are not going to just turn around. Yes, the shows have come in few and far in between. Yes, I know sometimes my shows are disorganized and I start squirreling off very quickly. Yes, that's me. But I can say with a straight face, I do that because I am working behind the scenes. I work a full-time job plus Dave Logo Designs and Apparel plus running my family. Kind of hard to be putting together very organized shows if I don't have time to organize said shows. Today I wanted to come on because I want to wish everybody in America a happy Thanksgiving Day. Happy Turkey's Day. Hey, Chad, my man. How you doing, dude? Glad to see you here. Chad, I'm not even going to try that last name. I will more than likely screw it up, but Chad, nice seeing you here. I love having you around, dude. Great to see you. But guys, I am going to work in the new year. I'm going to try to get some more shows. I may try to start planning shows out in advance, but I also like just talking randomly with you guys. If you guys got anything on your mind that you want to talk about, I am all ears and eyes and everything else you would need me to be. That is the beauty of the OTPH show, guys. We are here to listen to the common guy. We are not celebrities. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Chad. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope your plate is full and your cup runneth over. Wow, that sounded really fucking nice. But guys, I'm here. I'm at home today. I took a day off from work and we were doing inventory. And since we counted everything, today was just a day where we stood around and waited for the auditor to go, "Yep, you're good," and that was it. So we're talking about the real Thanksgiving. See, Thanksgiving in our textbooks when we were younger, the Native American and the Pilgrims all came together and everything was honky dory. Well, yeah, for the first one. So the chief of the Indian tribe at that time in the area was a man by the name of Massasoit. Massasoit tried to be peaceful with the settlers, tried to teach them, tried to help them. Yes, there's a lot of things with Squanto claiming that the pilgrims smelled really bad and that they tried to teach them how to bathe because back in those days people believed that cleaning was a bad thing. Taking off all your clothes was immoral and indecent. Um, and so a lot of the pilgrims just reeked. And it was long before the days of, Old Spice underarm deodorant. But as time went along, after that first Thanksgiving, Massasoit passed away between the first one and the second one, and his son took over as chief of the Indians, or the Native Americans. Sorry, I don't want to, offend anybody. So Massasoit's son hated the Pilgrims, hated the settlers, hated the invaders. So he decided to pick a fight that he would not win. Because you see, they went in with tomahawks, bows, and arrows, and the settlers had guns. So what happened was a bloodbath of epic proportion. The bloodbath, which also led to the basic deportation of Native Americans to Bermuda, where they would be sold off as slaves, or they were outright killed. The governor at one point of Massachusetts declared Thanksgiving to be the merciless slaughter of Native American tribesmen. And that war would go on for a very long time. You see, we came to this land, and I know we made it our own. But we should have gotten along. And that's the problem with Americans. That is a gigantic problem that we in this country have. As Americans, we just don't get the fuck along. We don't. And so just don't mind me. I'm typing something. According to historical accounts, while the exact number is difficult to pinpoint, a significant portion of the Wampanoag population who participated in the first Thanksgiving with the Pilgrims were decimated by European diseases like smallpox between the first and second Thanksgiving, leading to a major decline in their numbers. Some estimates suggest thousands died due to these diseases, not necessarily through direct slaughter, but as a result of European contact. When you think about it, they were slaughtered in the name of civilization. They were killed uh, because we figured they were savages. We figured that we were more civilized. The real part is we were wrong. Now, was all of it just the settlers' fault? No. The Native Americans fought this too. But it was because nobody just wanted to get along. In 1782, a group of militiamen from Pennsylvania killed 96 Christianized Delaware Indians, illustrating the growing contempt for Native people. Captain David Williamson ordered the converted Delawares, who had been blamed for an attack on white settlements, to go to the cooper's shop 2 at a time, where the militiamen beat them to death with wooden mallets and hatchets. The paddle had typicative. In the early 1800s, the rise of charismatic Shawnee war leader Tecumseh and his brother known as the Prophet convinced the Indians of various tribes that it was in their best interest to stop tribal infighting and band together to protect their mutual interests. The decision by Indiana territorial government and later President William Henry Harrison in 1811 to attack and burn Prophetstown the Indian capital on the Tippecanoe River, while Tecumseh was away campaigning the Choctaws for more warriors, incited by the Shawnee leader to attack again. This time he persuaded the British to fight alongside his warriors against the Americans. Tecumseh's death and defeat at the Battle of the Thames in 1813 made the Ohio frontier quote-unquote safe for settlers, at least for a time. Yeah, we were assholes. But not us, because see, it was the European settlers who figured we're here, this is ours. And that they were more civilized. But you can find this stuff all over the place. I mean, one of the most bitterly debated issues on the floor of the Congress was the Indian Removal Bill of 1830, pushed hard by then President Andrew Jackson. Despite being assailed by many legislators as immoral, the bill finally passed the Senate by 9 votes, 29 to 17, and by an even smaller margin in the House. In Jackson, thinking more than 3 dozen Eastern tribes stood in the way of what he saw was the settlers' divinely ordained right to clear the wilderness, build homes, and grow cotton and other crops. In his annual address to Congress in 1833, Jackson denounced the Indians, stating they have neither the intelligence, the industry, the moral habit, nor the desire to improvement which are essential to any favorable change in their condition, established in the midst of another superior race. They must necessarily yield to the force of circumstance and ere long disappear. From 1830 to 1840, the U.S. Army removed 60,000 Indians, Choctaw, Creek, Cherokee, and others from the East in exchange for new territory west of the Mississippi. Thousands died along the way from what became known as the Trail of Tears, and the white pushed ever westward. The Indian designed territory continued to shrink. The sad truth about this, guys, you never learn this because in America we teach what is called a revisionist history. A revisionist history means we're going to make ourselves look really good. We got along with the Indians. We loved them to death. We took their land in the name of progress, not because we thought less of them. But here we are proving, and this is from the History Channel. This isn't, anything else. We can go on and on and on for days. Because we're going to also talk about the Creek War, which is in the South. The War of 1812 bled into the Muskogee Creek War of 1813 to 1814, also known as the Red Stick War, an intertribal conflict among the Creek Indian factions. The war also engaged U.S. militias along with the British and Spanish, who backed the Indians to help keep Americans from encroaching in their interests. Early Creek victories inspired General Andrew Jackson to retaliate with 2,500 men, mostly Tennessee militia, in early November of 1814. To avenge the Creek-led massacre at Fort Mims, Jackson and his men slaughtered 186 Creek at Tulashataki. We shot them like dogs, said Davy Crockett. And again, we don't read about this. Why do we not read about this? Because we don't want to look like we're the problem. Just like in some German textbooks, they may not talk much about the Senior Hitler. But as we continue to talk about Thanksgiving, guys, I want you to remember that now is a happy and proud day because we get to spend time with our families, feast, and I'll talk about what we're thankful for, and get to see people whom we love and admire and adore, see the smiles on our children's faces, and enjoy the day that we have. But we didn't always have that. See, when we look back into history, we're never going to talk about how, you would just basically see an Indian, shoot an Indian, kill him, the dogs. Massasoit didn't want that. Massasoit died. But we celebrated Thanksgiving because we were killing innocent people who just were here first. Now, the Indians, again, were not exactly civil. And we found out they were going to tribe to try to gang up on everybody. So it took two to tango, but it's not the history that we learned about. And the more you dive into it, the more shocking it becomes. So, guys, we're not here just to dog the day because there are so many great Thanksgiving traditions. We're not going to talk about our favorite side dishes. That's pointless. That's not what the OTPH Show is here for. Let's see if there's anything in the news. Here we go. Not that one. And let's see what we can get. Oh, hey, a little update in the Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire takes effect, halting the deadly war in Lebanon. Apparently, a ceasefire between Israel and the Iran-backed militia group Hezbollah in Lebanon appears to be holding after it came into effect at 4 a.m. local time on Wednesday. President Biden announced the ceasefire deal Tuesday, saying the U.S. and France helped broker the agreement. Celebratory gunshots were heard in Beirut, where people took to the streets to cheer the cessation of hostilities, however long it lasts. Lebanon's army said it was preparing to send troops to the country's south, where it will help ensure the truce deal is adhered to, and they asked residents of the border region not to return until Israeli forces pull out, according to Reuters. The Israeli military warned Lebanese residents to stay away from previously evacuated areas across the southeast and around the capital of Beirut. But several highways were crowded with vehicles carrying people back to their homes, many of which were in ruins after months of devastating Israeli airstrikes. The ceasefire doesn't cover the ongoing fighting in Gaza between Israel and Hamas, another militant group backed by Iran. But Hamas said Wednesday that it too was ready to negotiate a truce. We have informed mediators in Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey that Hamas is ready for a ceasefire agreement and a serious deal to exchange prisoners. A Hamas senior official told the French news agency AFP, again accusing Israel of blocking a truce deal. You hear the irony. This is the part that I laugh at so much. They had a ceasefire. They had a truce. They had one of the biggest Middle East truce deals brokered by, I know that asshole, Donald Trump. On June 22nd of 2019, Trump administered the released the economic portion of the plan titled Peace to Prosperity. The political portion was released in late January of 2020. The plan had been characterized as requiring too few concessions from the Israelis and imposing too harsh requirements on the Palestinians. But on October 23rd of 2020, Donald Trump brokered the historic peace agreement between Israel and Sudan. It made peace to normalize the relationship in another landmark agreement brokered by President Trump. In the coming weeks, two countries will begin negotiations on cooperating agreements in agriculture, economy, trade, aviation, migration issues, and other areas of mutual benefit. The historic peace agreement follows a similar agreement between Israel and the UAE and Israel and the Kingdom of Bahrain. UAE, Bahrain, and Sudan are the first Arab nations to normalize relations with Israel in over 25 years. There was a lot of peace. There was no wars in the world. Now we're dealing with this again. So guys, thank you. Let's all be happy. Let's look back at the fact that some of our fondest memories as children, some of our fondest memories of our lives were when we were sitting around that table Thanksgiving watching all that we had in front of us. Watching our family and friends, seeing grandparents, seeing family members we get to see but once or twice a year. Getting to enjoy that time. So, benefits. Has always been. Oh, yeah. I just saw this. Um, this is what tipped me off. Man approached elderly woman and began punching her in the head and threw her against the fence after telling her, "When people say good morning to you, you should say hi," has been sentenced. In Boston, the 34-year-old Massachusetts man, later identified as Ian, was sentenced to 2 years in prison after a jury convicted him of battery and assault with a dangerous weapon in connection with the July 2023 incident which he left elderly woman injured. The investigation process began after the 59-year-old woman, who was not identified, called 911 and told the dispatcher that she was attacked by a younger man while she was in her front yard. The defendant was sentenced to 2 years in prison, followed by 2 years probation. The responding officer made contact with the elderly woman, who reportedly told them that she was in her front yard, watering her plants when the 34-year-old man approached her. The defendant then told the elderly woman, "When people say good morning to you, you should say hi to them," before he began hitting her. The woman suffered a broken nose, and her head and face were covered with bruises. Luckily, the woman was able to record the attack on her phone, surveillance camera, and the woman's neighbor also captured the incident. In the surveillance video, the defendant can be seen hitting the woman in the head and then throwing her against the fence. The attack reportedly came to an end when the elderly woman bit the much younger man. The elderly woman was able to write down the defendant's license plate, which investigators used to get to the suspect in custody. During the investigation, they learned that the defendant was wearing a GPS ankle from a previous arrest. During the trial, which the defendant waived his right to, the defense attorney argued that the elderly woman was the one who started the attack after spraying the younger man with her hose. The prosecutor stated that the surveillance video did not show that. Really? Hey. Yeah, I'm live early today, Red. I'm not working today, so I figured I'm not going to have much time tomorrow, and I wanted to talk because I'm home. My oldest is still fucking sleeping, so I figured I might as well enjoy some time with you guys. Um, so guys, yeah, I did. If someone says good morning, they may not have heard you. They may. I mean, we all have earbuds. We all have music playing in our ears or something else. You can't just go around assaulting people like that. That's horrible. But the thing that that's kind of really what got me too is that you guys have some of these people just don't have that common sense. Ooh. Fall River Reporter got a good one. Massachusetts man accused of distributing tens of thousands of fentanyl pills in Massachusetts, New York sentenced 50,000 pills and pills and a pill press have been seized. A Massachusetts man was sentenced today for distributing tens of thousands of pills containing fentanyl and methamphetamine. According to the Mass Department of Justice, 36-year-old Angel Joel Diaz, a.k.a. Guerrero of Haverhill, was sentenced by U.S. District Court Judge Richard G. Stern to 9 years in prison. In April of 2024, Diaz pled guilty to 1 count of distribution and possession with the intent to distribute fentanyl, 2 counts of distribution of possession with intent to distribute 400 grams or more of fentanyl, and 1 count of possession with the intent to distribute 400 grams or more of fentanyl, 50 grams or more of methamphetamine, and methadone. In January 2023, an investigation began into the fentanyl pill manufacturing and distribution operation. An undercover officer contacted Diaz, posing as potential drug customers seeking to buy counterfeit prescription pills containing fentanyl. On January 11, 2023, Diaz provided the undercover officer with 200 pills containing fentanyl and methamphetamine. Diaz told the undercover officer that the pills were made with fentanyl and that they were, quote unquote, knocking people down in New York. On 2 subsequent occasions, on January 27th and February 7th, Diaz distributed thousands of counterfeit prescription pills containing suspected fentanyl to the undercover officer. On February 14th, Diaz sent a photo of fentanyl pills to an undercover officer and said and quote, even making it with a mask makes me want to vomit and everything. On February 15th, Diaz was arrested while carrying a shopping bag containing 31,142 fentanyl pills separated into 7 plastic bags. During the search of his Haverhill residence, 2 pill presses, thousands of pills, powder containing fentanyl and methadone. Stamps used to make the counterfeit pills, several masks, and chemicals used in the manufacturing of pills were discovered. In all, more than 6 kilograms of substance containing fentanyl, 381 grams of substance containing methamphetamine, and 81 grams of substance containing methadone were seized from Diaz, approximately 50,000 counterfeit pills. Wow. So, yeah. Yeah, Ian has Thanksgiving break before. But yeah, so a pill press. Yeah, so he was manufacturing this stuff and making a pill himself. $50,000. See, now we're I'm going to have to dive into that one. That's an intriguing one. So fentanyl is going to go on the UN table is about to be deemed a terroristic weapon. Which is weird because fentanyl in the right hand, medicine. Fentanyl in the wrong hand, death. Wow, that was 50,000. Oh, let's see anything else. That one caught my attention. 50,000 pills. Let's see anything else. Okay. Hey guys, here's what we're gonna do. So tomorrow's Thanksgiving. We gotta keep. Oh, damn, that's nasty. Yeah, putting fentanyl on rockets and then just letting it blow up. Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna give you guys some tips out there. I don't want that. If you're frying food tomorrow, say you want to have a fried turkey, stand by and while frying it, make sure it doesn't splatter. Set a timer when baking or roasting food, because obviously, we don't want to set fires to anything as much, and we would love to. We're not going to put anything on fire this weekend. So, come on, stupid fucking thing. All right, let's see. The state fire marshal recommends there's some tips to help you and your family keep safe. Keep things clean by cleaning up grease spills and keep flammable materials away from the stovetop. Stand by your pan when boiling, broiling, or frying food. Also set a timer for baking or roasting. In the event of a fire, cover the pan with a lid to smother the flame. Never try to move a burning pan or douse it with water. For a fire in the oven or microwave, leave the door closed, turn off the appliance, and call the fire department. Um, uh, Here we go. San Francisco watchdog Ricky Wayner has been arrested for pimping. One of San Francisco's most viral residents was locked up in a jail cell on Monday. Neighborhood watchdog Ricky Wynn was booked in the jail around 2 a.m. on a suspicion of felony pimping, San Francisco jail inmate records show. Wynn had legions of social media followers. Over the past 3 years, videos posted on his social media pages, Raw Ricky 415, garnered hundreds of thousands of views. The former drug dealer served time behind bars before he became an anti-crime and anti-drug advocate. Wynn made a social media splash by using his cell phone camera to expose abysmal street conditions within neighborhoods and brazen open-air drug market. Next, our Cron 4 interviewed Wynn multiple stories, including the stories about the rise of fentanyl in San Francisco, a wild carjacking he caught on camera, and the time he sought a job at City Hall. The 39-year-old influencer also appeared on Fox News national broadcast talking about crime in San Fran. Wynn's most recent X videos called on the city's newly elected mayor, Daniel Lurie, to make drug rehab programs mandatory. The videos include Wynn walking the street talking to homeless drug addicts. We have a long road to recovery here in San Francisco, he wrote. The San Francisco Standard reported that Wynn was arrested in San Francisco International Airport after he stepped off a flight from Miami. The police report states he was traveling with a woman who was used for commercial sex work, the Standard reported. When officers searched Wynn's apartment on Monday, he found nearly $80,000 in cash and incriminating messages on his cell phone. Watchdog my ass. He was watching the neighborhood. Make sure the ladies can be put to work. You know they say pimping ain't easy. Oh, let's see. Nope. There's nothing good in the news. Oh, yeah. Hang on. We haven't talked about Florida Man in a while. Anybody up for Florida Man? Yeah, we're always up for Florida Man. Let's see. Florida man executed his grandfather in front of his grandson due to a road rage. While it can be irritating to get honked at while driving, it's not an excuse to repeatedly brake check someone, and it's not justifiable to shoot someone in the back while he is already defenseless on the ground. However, this series of events happened between 26-year-old Kentavious Golson and 61-year-old Stephen Powers on October 27th. According to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, the incident occurred on Sunday, October 27th, shortly before 2:15 p.m., at the time when 911 reported an incident of shooting off of Bloomingdale Avenue and U.S. Highway 301. In a press conference recorded on Fox 13 Tampa, Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister said in his investigation has revealed that Powers was in a white work van with adult grandson when they noticed a black Mazda driving recklessly through traffic. The driver of the Mazda, Golden, proceeded to cut the van off. Powers responded by honking his horn, causing Golden to choose to brake check Powers multiple times. Sheriff Cronster said he believed Golden may have thought Powers had struck his car because he put his Mazda and parked directly in front of Powers' van in the middle of the highway. Upset, Powers got out of his vehicle and headed towards Golden's driver's side door, but Golden exited his vehicle as well. Sheriff Cronister said the 61-year-old intended to punch Golden, but he missed and was pushed to the ground which the sheriff said was justified. What was not justified was Powers still on his hands and knees when Golden proceeded to draw a gun and fire several shots into Powers' back. When he realized Powers was still alive, he fired again for a total of 4 shots. At this point, having just watched his grandfather get executed, probably the grandson got out of the van, but Golson pointed the gun at him. The grandson reportedly put his hand in his air, scared to death. Golson then got back in his vehicle to flee the scene, running a red light in the process. When police deputies arrived, they found Power still alive but suffering from the trauma to his upper body. He was rushed to the hospital, but his wounds proved fatal. Sheriff Conister asserted that the whole situation was a senseless loss of life. During the investigation, deputies found a debit card at the crime scene that belonged to the suspect's mother. The debit card, along with footage from multiple witnesses, dash cam, cell phone, and other cameras, was used to identify and track him down. Wilson turned himself in, though. But here's the thing, people. Again, here's the problem. We cannot sit here and go, oh, well, he cut me off there. Last night I was driving my oldest son home from karate, and the car in front of me, the light couldn't have been any greener. And it wasn't like 0.2 of a second. It was literally 30, 40 seconds, and I just tapped the horn. Bop, bop. Just to let him know. But yeah, so a lot of people are freaking nuts. And I hope to God that this man gets life in jail for doing that, and the trauma, unfortunately, has befallen that poor kid that had to witness his grandfather getting murdered for something stupid. And that's nothing anybody should have to witness. And it's not fair to the kid. Because Grandpa was not as innocent either, though. We can't sit here and put it on the fact that Grandpa just happened to get out of the car. The guy went bop, bop, bop. Grandpa went to hit him first. Grandpa needed to cool his jet. People drive like assholes all the time. Going to drop my kid off at karate last night, actually going to be there with him because his sensei had we celebrated his sensei's birthday, which is awesome. The dude is one awesome individual. We love him. But we're in the far left 2 lane because we're going to merge onto the main part of the highway. And on our right side, if you stay to the right, you go to a different highway system. In this area, we have 391, 291, 91. And so you can stay to the right and take 291, or you stay to the left and you take 91 and you're heading towards Connecticut. Well, around this time every day, that interchange is a clusterfuck. A lot of people all the way around, a lot of people, merging and merging out, getting to their lane, yada, yada, yada. Well, what happens is we're in that second to the far left lane. So we know we get off at the very first exit, so I want to be close there. We got people flying down to the right of me, and these guys are trying to get in to that far left side. There's not a lot of gaps, so what they tend to do is they shoot lanes, basically 3 lanes of traffic. And now everybody behind has to be on high alert for you driving and not being fully aware of where you are. I'm a firm believer when I'm driving on the highway, I get over to the right lane, even if I know my exit's coming up in 2 exits, because I don't want to be caught and not get off the highway. When I know there's a trouble spot on the highway, I tend to get over to where I need to be. That way, I just travel in traffic and deal with it. People are weaving in and out. People are driving fast. Listen, I know you drive a BMW and you somehow believe you're better than me because you bought an overpriced German automobile. That's great. Good for you. But that doesn't mean that I need to be paying more attention to you than I need to the cars in front of me. If you're driving that fast and then you realize, oh crap, I need to get over, you're the problem because you're not paying attention to your surroundings. You're too busy driving aggressively. I've also seen points where I was driving a Ford F-350 that was loaded to the gills. So we're talking about 11,000, almost 12,000 pounds worth of machinery. Down 95 to the 91 in Connecticut to the corridor where 95 splits off. You can either go north or south. Now I'm in the correct lane. This guy gets in front of me. Well, he slammed on the brakes because the guy in front of me had stopped because of that interchange. And I had to stop quick, which almost didn't happen because people are driving recklessly. Guys, get to your places safely. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here because I got some stuff to get done. I gotta get to a holiday party for my youngest child today. I get to enjoy it, guys. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy the food, the feast, the family, the fun, the football. There's some good games on tomorrow. Guys, this is one of my greatest pleasures in life, next to being a family man, next to being with my wife and everybody else. Getting to talk to you guys, entertain, and enjoy the moments we have together, guys. This is the OTPH Show, because here at the OTPH Show, we are raw steel, sex appeal, gravy train on biscuit wheels. If you're not sure what that means, subscribe, like, love everything we do, because here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to see more and more shows. I'm going to make myself more and more available. Thanksgiving is what? No. Red, you hit me with a good one. Let's leave this one up here for all to see. NBC said that Thanksgiving is as cheap as it was in 1984. Let's see this. Uh, I'm here. Okay. Um, Today's prices are 3.04 times as high as the average prices since 1984. A dollar today only buys 32.895% of what it could buy back then. Yeah. So, so there is actually turkey inflation rate from macro trends. Um, we want to talk about 1984. We got 1985 here. In 1985, 84. The annual change was 17%. Uh, Inflation was 48.39%. So it's just in 2022, it was 72.31. No. Oh, wait, for the country turkey. Oopsie. No, there's no shot in the holy year in any part that turkey is as cheap as it was back then. Sure, come Thanksgiving, they're all selling it for like $1 a pound, but you're still paying $30 for a good sized bird, plus all the other stuff that have gone up. Butter, as I did in the last episode, some people in Canada are paying almost $10 a pound for butter. Butter is actually up almost $3 a pound more than what it was under Donald Trump. So if you look at all the ingredients you need to make Thanksgiving, most families are. Oh, God, I got to plan this out better. Uh, yeah, they're not really figuring this out. I want to know how they figured this out, but the price for a 16-pound turkey is $25.67. Oh, but it's down 6% from last year. Yeah, and NBC News is historically affordable this year. I'm reading it now. Farm data shows holiday meal staples are collectively at their cheapest after adjusting for inflation in nearly 40 years. They're saying that the cost of you buying dinner and getting everything ready would be $58.08 for a 10-person gathering. Wait, they're saying that for me to buy for 10 people, so you at least need a 25-pound bird. So at $1.60 a pound, let's say, you're paying $40 just. Hang on, you're paying $40 just for the bird. Now, potatoes cost money. Carrot, peas, you're gonna want to have something other than just canned food. You're probably gonna make a mac and cheese, but you're not gonna want to have boxed mac and cheese. So you're gonna need to buy the pasta, the shredded cheeses, the heavy cream, the butter, the flour, stuff like that. You're gonna also want pies, and your great aunt would roll over in her grave if she realized that. No, that she realized that you were buying it from a store. So if you're doing apples are expensive. Ah, God dang, you guys are gonna make me stay here a little longer because I want to prove something wrong. So apples for an apple pie. You want to buy bag of apples. Let's call them sugar bee apples. 2 pound bag is almost $5 on its own. Oh wait, those are out of stock. So let's go fresh apples. You got about $1.95 a pound. Oh, well, nope. A 3 pound bag is about $5, and that should make a pie or two. So let's say $5 for the apples. Now we need all the ingredients for the pie crust. $58. Oh no, traditional Thanksgiving meal red. I already proved that we're spending $40 on a 25-pound turkey alone. We're not. I'm looking at Walmart, and they're about $5 for a 3 pound bag of apples. Then you got to look at the ingredient for the pie crust. So your flour, your butter, everything else that goes along with it. I'm assuming that people are buying all this ahead of time. The pumpkin pie. If you're making it from scratch, you got to buy the pumpkin and all the other stuff that goes with it. There's zero. That would make me go, they're right. They're not at all close. And then if we got 10 people, 5 pounds of potatoes should be good. A 5 pound bag of potatoes is $4.44 at Walmart. So already we're at $48, and we haven't even started talking about the other stuff that's going to go on. Homemade mac and cheese, you're going to want to have it with like shredded cheddar cheese and all these other different cheeses, heavy cream, butter, flour, all this stuff. And you're not just making a pound of pasta noodle. You're going to probably get 2 or 3 because you got 10 people there minimum, and you're going to probably have some really hungry people. We're not talking about stuffing if you're making a homemade meat stuffing or bread stuffing. We're also talking about, cranberry sauce. Some of us like to make it fresh. I don't. I prefer mine, as the meme would say, looking like a dog food can. There's no way you're spending $58 on 10 people. But you're not going to open up one can of peas. You're going to probably have 6 or 7 minimum. You're going to have all these desserts. You're going to have your pies. You're going to have cookies. You're going to have all this other stuff. It is a feast. So we're going to do a 5 pound bag of potatoes. We're going to make a green bean casserole. So we're going to need fresh cut green beans. So if I were to go to the store, I'm not going to buy canned green beans. Or I can. But I'm going to buy, I need at least 4 cans of it. 4 cans of fresh cut green beans that are 14.5 ounces, which would be perfect to make these. $17.64. We are way past that now, just between the green beans. That doesn't count the onion straw. That doesn't count the cream and mushroom soup. That doesn't count all the other ingredients that are going into that green bean casserole. Now we also got to talk about other things that we're going to have. Some of us like turnip, squash, stuff like that. No, NBC is not only wrong. I want to see their numbers for what they figure your piece is going to be. What are you going to have, a bird and some mashed potatoes? Call it even. We're not even getting into the biscuits. We're not even getting into the other stuff. We're literally getting just the turkey and canned green beans for my green bean casserole, and I'm already over $50. Oh no, for 10 people you might be looking at like 250, almost 3. Because 10 people, you're gonna need a minimum of a 25-pound bird. Minimum. You're going to 50 fried onions. You can get a 6-ounce bag of them. I'll get the garlic pepper one. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll be hi Ian. We'll be about $4. I'm online. I'm live. Hi, Red, he's up. He's awake. He's not dead. Um, so we're looking at $6 just for the fried onions. So far, this green bean casserole is going to cost me like $25 just to make the casserole. We're not even going to talk about. It'd be better off to buy that 3.5 ounce. They're bigger, but I may need two of them. So yeah, 6 ounce can would cost me that, but I need at least two. So yeah, $7 plus. Anybody keeping track mathematically? But yeah, the cheapest thing so far is going to literally be probably the croissants, the biscuits. The biscuits will run you at Walmart. This is Walmart. We're not talking about anything other than Walmart here. We're talking their brand, $2 per can. We're gonna need, and there's 8 of them. We got 10 people. There's no way everybody. I'm gonna have to buy a minimum of 4 cans. It's another $5. Where the hell did they come out with these numbers? Oh, there's no inflation. Everything fine. Everything hunky dory. You could pay $1.60 a pound for turkey. You had a $40 for a 25-pound bird. But you can eat an entire Thanksgiving meal for $58. The only way that happens is if you've already spent the money weeks and weeks and weeks in advance and already had it on hand. We know that not to be the case. Just heavy cream for your mac and cheese that everybody loves and we're gonna have fun with. It's $6 just for heavy whipping cream, and that's 32 ounce. That'll be plenty. That doesn't count the cheese that I'm gonna need. That's not gonna count the Ritz crackers, the butter, the garlic powder, and all the other stuff that goes into that great Ritz cracker crumb that everybody is going to love. I'm calling bullshit already. I'm totally and utterly calling bullshit. NBC, you have never been more wrong. I want to meet the expert that came up with this one. I want to find out who wrote this crap. Jing Fang wrote this a couple days ago. While Thanksgiving food prices are up 19% from 2019, but no, they're a producer covering business and the economy. And they are so very wrong. So very wrong. There is no way that that is affordable under that. It's utter bullshit. No. I have found already that I would have been almost $150, and we haven't even gotten into the crux of dessert. We haven't even gotten into the appetizers leading up to that. So your chips, the shrimp cocktail, the dips, the whatever else you want to serve while you're waiting for the food to come on while you're watching the early game. It is not historically affordable. Nothing in this country is historically affordable. And then you're going to sit there and write absolute baloney. You're not going to be able to put on a party for 10 people for $58. Maybe $580 if someone forgot where the decimal point went. You can't make it up and expect us to sit there. I might actually do the math of what I would make, add it all up and put it on the OTPH Facebook page just to mess with them and say, NBC, this would be for me, and I buy the cheap stuff because I don't believe in brand loyalty. I don't believe in buying the name brand because the name brand costs too much, and usually the name brand makes the store brand. So, yeah, we're going to go over that one at some point today. I'll probably be posting that up, but I just shared that NBC news story about how things are more affordable now. It is not. All right, guys. Well, I got to get out of here. I got to do because I got to get Ian ready to go. We got to get ready to go attend a little Thanksgiving celebration over at my son's preschool. Plus, I got to go pick up some stuff. So, guys, it has been a wonderful time here at the OTPH Show. Guys, have a very Happy Thanksgiving. We will be on more and more often as my schedule permits because you guys are awesome. You deserve the best show that is the best show here on YouTube and all around. This is the OTPH Show. Guys, you have a lovely day, a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you don't return before the end of the new year, happy holidays because we love you here. We are Raw Steel Sex Appeal Gravy Train on Biscuit Wheels. The OTPH Show is here to stay, guys. With your love and support, we are going to the top. And I'm David Mason. We have a great we have a great thing going. You guys are the reason. We are thankful for you. I'm thankful for so much. But I'm not thankful for NBC lying and telling us that everything costs less. Have a great day guys, from the OTPH Show, and a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.